Okay, Don Fox, the Caribbean Equestrian Association's dressage event took place over the weekend, and you reached the qualifying standard for the CAC games. Um, Meeting them for meeting the requirement for the second time, which is a requirement to compete. Um, the moment you and Lancelot was getting ready to get into the ring to perform, what's some of the things that goes through your mind to ensure that you can accomplish the goal?
It's the same preparation really for every show. Every time you go in the ring, we have our little routine of how long we take to warm up and prepare him, getting ready. We're going through some of the movements prior to the test, and then just trying to stay relaxed and focused and get the job done.
Now, I've seen you perform with Lancelot, and it's an amazing thing that you're able to get the horse to do. How much training does it take to for rider and horse to understand the movements and the technique?
Well, I've had Lancelot since he's been with me since he was 5 years old, and he's 12 years old now. So it takes a very long time. Lots of hard work. He's in training at least 4 days a week in the ring, but he's ridden 7 days a week. He goes on trail rides. He does hill work, and it's not just in the ring. It's a good balance, like any athlete. Stretching and using different muscles to make sure he's fit and stays as healthy as possible.
Now that you've reached the qualifying standard for the games, what is the how do you work out? Does Lancelot go with you, or do you ride in the games on borrowed horses? How does this all work?
He goes with me. I've qualified with him, and that's how it works. There's not an option to ride a different horse. I would have to take him, and that's the next thing to consider. Putting a budget together. It's going to be a very expensive venture, obviously, to get a horse from here to Mexico, and then also continue with the amount of training I have to do and hopefully get better. If we were to go early, so we could get extra training in and more experience overseas before actually going to Mexico. So it's quite an undertaking.
Now, for yourself, meeting these qualifying standards twice, obviously is a goal you set for yourself.
Mm.
How much pressure do you put on yourself each time you go in to have the best performance possible?
I mean, everybody always wants to have the best performance possible. It was something that I didn't think I'd be able to do. I thought I'd have to go overseas to do this, and so the fact that I've actually been able to achieve this in Bermuda is quite an accomplishment in of itself. It's the first time we've been able to offer qualifying events in Bermuda for in equestrian events. So I'm quite proud that I've been able to do that. I'm really pleased that we've been able to reach those standards here, and it's left the door open now for me to look at the next step of actually making it to Mexico.
When did you feel you had it in the bag on Saturday?
Oh, when I heard that score, what a relief, right? Yeah, it was a good performance, though. I think for me personally, it was the best ride I've had. It just felt like everything came together. There are always mistakes, and there's always room for improvement. That's the case every time. But I did feel like it was my best performance to date. So that made me feel good coming out of the ring. But you never know until you get the scores. The judges that we had come in are top judges, 5-star and 4-star judges, so they're really tough. So you never quite know until you actually hear the score.
Now, competing in the CAC games, obviously there will be some world-class riders as well as yourself. We have to consider you as one of the world-class riders as well to accomplish the feat you accomplished. But competing at that level amongst so many talented athletes and horses from around other countries, what would that be like for you?
Well, it'd be a whole new experience, and I think it's something to try and build towards and look forwards to, and quite amazing to think that I could actually achieve that, to be honest. It's still a bit of a shock at the moment. I haven't quite absorbed it all, but very pleased to, hopefully have the opportunity to go.